You don't know my man. What? Like we ain't in this damn living room. Yo, what's going on, brother? What's going on?
Gotta let it ride for a second.
No, we don't let that ride. We do not own the rights to that music, so.
But you know it do something to you.
Yeah,
Every time you hear it, it do something to you.
A little bit. How y'all doing? This is our podcast / video broadcast coming to you live from El Casa. You know, this is your boy Scotty B and my man Fella.
Already, what's happening, people? You know what I'm saying? Bringing y'all another podcast, man. Episode 2, brother.
Episode 2. Let's get it started.
Let's get it started, man.
How was your week? Man? How was everything going this week? Any stress? Any highlights? Anything good or bad?
I'm the type of person to try not to worry or stress about nothing. So I try to be easy going. I don't let work get to me. Listen, I'm cool Modi, bro. Life's too short. So I'm cool, man.
We supposed to be open. Alright? There's supposed to be some. What was a highlight of your week this week there, brother?
Highlight of this week?
What happened this week since the last time I seen you?
I don't have a highlight, brother. Nothing extravagant happened where I can call it a highlight.
Okay. Alright, cool.
What about you?
I washed my car today.
That's your highlight?
That's my highlight. That was it for me. I washed the car today. That's about all you get from me, brother.
That's it? That's the highlight?
That's it, man. You know, just living, man. Living, working. You know what I mean? Understanding that I'm not a teacher. And the stresses, and I'm glad that's not my calling because I am not patient enough with my son. I'll be ready to put my hands on him. And he's getting bigger. So now we eye to eye. So it's like, you know, I'm really about to hurt you.
Man, listen, man, I commend all of you folks who are doing the kid thing right now, especially kid at home while you at home working, they at home doing schoolwork. Y'all got it, man. Cause I don't know, you know. I guess you make adjustments if you in that situation. You know you gonna make it.
Right.
But I'm not in that position, so.
It was hard when it first started. You know, when the pandemic first started and us trying to, you know, shift to 100%, you know, being in the house and doing work from the house was very difficult. Now it's getting a little better, but it's still, I know that I'm not a teacher. And I have a hard time being on the computer 8 hours a day. I'm not even going to hold you. I'm not on the phone on the computer 8 hours a day. That's why we do a lot of video calls, and I'm trying to be face-to-face as much as possible. But to have a kid, luckily I have a 14-year-old. If I had like a 7, 8-year-old, bruh, there's no way that I'm...
First of all, is the attention span going to allow the 7, 8-year-old to be on the computer all day?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
That's the thing you got to ask as well, because, shoot, I probably remember when I was like 6, 7 years old, I know my attention span in the classroom wasn't there. So I can imagine when you at home, ain't no way I wouldn't have made it.
So it's been a rough going, but you know it is what it is, man. So, but anyway, let's get right into the shits this week. We got a good episode for everybody. You know, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff going on, and we got a special. We do have a special guest. I don't want to cut you off, but we have to get out our necessity, whatever I'm trying to say. Whatever you gonna go with.
We got to get the stuff out the way first. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we're about. 2 days in a wake up. So first and foremost, shout out to the military. Shout out to everybody who did not make it home. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that we always bring awareness to our fellow veterans.
We're coming up on Veterans Day too.
That's right.
So it's very touching for us. So.
That's right. We want to make sure we just give love and praise to all the vets out there. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we want to make sure we give the love and praise to all of the survivors and those who are no longer with us. You know what I'm saying? Our hearts goes out to you and your family and everything. Yep. And then what else is this month, brother?
This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
It's October. We know we got Halloween around the corner. Y'all be safe out there, trick or treating and all that stuff like that or whatever. What else we got this month?
I ain't trick or treating this year.
You ain't trick or treating?
My son ain't nobody coming to my house. Ain't no trick or treating happening. I don't know where your hands been.
That's right.
Now people are individually wrapping like candy for people to just come and grab.
See, I don't do trick or treating over. You know what I'm saying? I ain't did trick or treating since I was a kid, so don't knock on my door. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, that's all. We just want to make sure we put them little plugs in there because, you know, 2 days in the wake up, obviously, this is what we do. And back to what you said last time on the podcast, we also want to bring awareness to the suicide rate that is strongly taking over out here. Not just in the normal communities and everything, but also in the veterans. There's a lot of veterans that just go through a lot of stuff, and they feel like, you know, that they're at the end of their rope, and so they resort to suicide. So we always want to bring awareness. You please be on, not to cut you off, please be on the lookout, because we will be tagging some information in on the podcast. If you were somebody that's watching, or you know somebody that is going through things like that, we will have numbers and everything listed.
Crisis hotline.
That's right. So you can reach out to people and get the proper help. And if you're scared to reach out to them, reach out to us, and we will assist you the best way we can to make sure you get the help. Because I know you deal with this already. So you know you kind of are like the crisis person. You be working through stuff. You know what I'm saying? We all been through things, so we can help you out. So now
we all hold on. We're not done with that yet. We all know somebody that's been through it. You know, being in the military and getting out and being vets. You know, going through our disability process, we had to really talk about it and open up about it. And knowing how many people that I know that have committed suicide, and me being depressed and on a point where I was on that level, it's frightening. You know, and if I'd rather you call me 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning than for me to get that call at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and having to come to your funeral. This is very real, very serious. You know, we'll laugh, we'll joke, but we'll also be real about things like this. And this affects a lot of people every single day.
That's right.
You know, so let's just keep pushing forward. Every day above ground is a blessing. So now we can get into the shits.
Let's get into it.
We can get into the shit. So
what you got for me?
Let's talk. You know, I'm gonna start out with a question for you.
Oh man.
As a single man, we're gonna start out with being single in relationships, not statuses, but what really has held you back from? I mean, bro, you get old. So why there's no pitter patters around? You know, Casa de
ain't no little weed chaps running around here.
Ain't nothing going on.
I mean, I honestly, I don't feel like nothing has held me back from having children. I just feel like, you know, that wasn't the design plan for me to be a father. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we all go through things. You know, we keeping it 100. I've had a lot of scares. I've had a lot of moments where I thought that I was going to be a father, and it just didn't pan out. So it's not that, you know, it can't happen or it's not supposed to happen. It's just all about the right timing. Right. You know, and I just feel like that's the reason why I don't have any children. It's just the timing.
But you want kids, right?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm trying to knock out at least one. You know what I'm saying? Knock out at least one. Keep that legacy going. You know what I'm saying? You left something to somebody that belonged to you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mean like my mom's and nobody. You know what I'm saying? You got your own. Yeah. You know, you look at your son, you be like, I made you. Yeah. You know
what I'm saying? What if you don't have one? God forbid.
It's not the end of the world.
Okay.
I don't feel like not having a child is the end of the world. I feel like, you know, it's not a less of an accomplishment because I didn't have a child or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm able to influence children that's still within my family. You know, I have a slew of nieces and nephews. I have godchildren. You know, so it's like either way, I still can be the father figure to somebody and still be able to leave behind a legacy and teach them something. But I do think it's a difference between that and something that you know that my blood runs through you. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? I know you came from me. You know what I'm saying? I think those are the type of differences. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be mad if it doesn't happen. You know, I mean, I would love for it to happen. But, you know.
So are you just touched on it. Are you opposed to, you know, let's say you get to, you know, again, God forbid, let's say you get up to 42, 43. I don't know too many dudes that's going to get up to like 43 years old and want an infant. You know what I mean? Like a newborn baby. So are you opposed to adopting? You just said having your blood run through somebody. It is different. It is different because I've been a stepfather to 2 young ladies and I love them. Even still to this day. You know, I'm still dad. And I love them with everything in me.
You're a special guy.
Yeah, but are you? And I came into their lives when they were young, you know, very very young. But are you opposed to adopting? It takes a big person to love somebody that's not theirs.
This is no excuse. I know that the adoption process is long. It is not about to be some, just sign right here and the child is yours.
Right.
It is a process,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And so it's not something that I would completely weed off the table. I would just have to really educate myself on the process and everything that involves with trying to adopt somebody, because I don't know all the details about adoption. So I don't want to sit up here and say, no, absolutely not. I would just put it as, let me do some research about it,
Right.
and see if that's something that I really want to take the time out to actually do, and then we can move from there.
Okay, would you, two-part question, right? One, if you got with a girl and she had a child, but she said she didn't want another child, would you stay with her? And two, if you got with a girl and she couldn't have children, would you stay with her?
So I have a yes and no answer for that.
Mm-hmm.
If I meet somebody and she just can't have children for whatever health reasons and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the person I want to be with, then that's just something I'm just gonna have to live with. You know, maybe she would be the one to promote the adoption. Okay? Again, it wouldn't bother me if I didn't have children, although that's something I want. So if it's a woman out there and we are a good fit, and she's like, listen, man, I done been back and forth, I done been seen by every specialist, I just can't have children. It ain't never gonna happen. I'm be like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I want to be with you that bad that kids are off the table.
Right.
If you would like to adopt, we can do that. I would even go deeper and ask her, well, are the eggs and everything still healthy and good? You just can't hold and carry a child? Because now we can talk other, surrogates and all that. How much money I got to kick out? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those are some other options. So, I would look at explore all options. Now, the other question you asked me is, would I commit myself to somebody who already has children and says they don't want any more children? So basically, I would be taking on the stepdaddy role, whatever that may look like, because everybody's stepdaddy role is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be okay with that? And knowing that I would never have my own child, but I'm here now helping and what's the word I'm looking for? Helping and instilling some values into somebody else's kid.
Right.
That one's gonna be a hard, I don't know. I'm leaning towards no right now, and I don't want to sound mean or insensitive, but it's a lot being a stepdad.
It takes a big man to love someone else.
I understand it's a lot trying to be a stepdad and come in there in the household and mesh and everything comes together, and ultimately like your woman telling you like, I'm not going through this process again, I'm not having children.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough decision to actually make. I think I would have to really, really feel some type of way about the woman, where it's like nothing else matters. Like as long as I got you, nothing else matters.
That's tough though. That's
is
tough to ask somebody to stay in a relationship when you don't have any biological children.
Do I get to have all the dogs I want though?
No.
I don't get no dogs.
I mean, you get it. Yeah, it's
that's
on you. You the head of the household. You the man of the household.
But everybody don't like dogs.
But how many dogs you talking about?
I mean, maybe like 2 or 3. I can't have no sons, so can I get like 2 or 3
you gonna
dogs?
clean up all that shit?
I mean,
that's a lot.
Sure.
Of shit. That's a lot of shit.
I mean, if you had 2 or 3 kids, there's a lot of ain't it?
Yeah, it is. You gonna shh? What the hell is this? It's a lot of. We not cussing?
Listen, man.
It's a lot. It is. It's a lot, man. Children are a lot, and for you to, nobody's ever really ready. You know what I mean, to have kids, but I know that's a want of yours, and it takes a lot. So, are you going to do it the traditional route, by being married to somebody, then having children, or are you going to knock somebody up? Like, what's the path?
Come on, man. You know me, man.
What's the path?
My path is not ever in life to knock somebody up. Like I said, I've had my scares, but I ain't never been that type of. Oh, I'm just trying to have a baby just to have one. I mean, it ain't that serious to me. That's why I said like I'm kind of biased about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think for me, I've seen way too many scares of the whole baby mama, baby daddy type situations, and being a product of baby mama, baby daddy, child support, things of that nature. It kind of like puts a damper on stuff. So
with all that being said, we got our special guest coming in. You know what I mean? My man Corn about to slide into the hot seat. Brother man.
Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the stage, brother. You know what I'm saying? Happy to have you here. You know what I'm saying? Jump on this cast real quick. You know, today, man, we talking about basically kids.
We're talking about everything.
We talk about everything, but I definitely want to highlight the fact that we talking about children.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about marriages.
Right.
We talking about what else? Life in general. That's so you know we want to plug you into this conversation because I know
with you being prior married.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the hardest part of marriage is? Pulling back, thinking back, go deep into the brain. And what was the hardest part of you being married?
Man, it really wasn't. It really wasn't that hard, to be honest. I don't know. The hardest, probably just the kids or after kids or after having kids, and having a lifestyle before the kids, and then trying to incorporate that afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And just trying to maintain that relationship that y'all once had.
Right.
That's what I'll say probably was the hardest.
how hard has it been moving on after the marriage? And this is a question for the both of you because both of you have previously been married. So how hard is it as a black man going back into that single pool and trying to just navigate through life? Y'all got children, unsuccessful marriage.
So don't say it like that.
I mean,
don't say it like that.
It was an unsuccessful marriage.
Finances.
I mean, it's a lot that goes on with that. So from both of y'all, both of y'all answer the question.
So,
I'm just saying, how was that navigating through life going back to that time?
The hardest part for me after marriage was watching the shift, because you come into a marriage, everybody is blends together.
Mm-hmm.
When you leave a marriage, people start to choose sides. You know what I mean? Like friends that you guys built together, for some reason they feel like they got to pick a side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it just can't be like, I got family that's still friends with my ex-wife, and I don't fault them for that because you built a relationship with them.
Right.
The hardest part for me was going away from the relationships and the everyday life of being with my kids.
Yep.
Right? So,
really
with us, I'm going to be very transparent. We went through court a lot. After some time, we got to the top of the mountain and we're co-parenting effectively now. Right?
Gotcha.
But there was a time where it was a storm and I felt like I was in court every other week about something. You know what I mean? And it wasn't just her. It was me, taking her to court, her taking me to court, trying to figure out and really deal with it. If you don't have to go to court, don't go to court. But just not being there every day. That was really very difficult for me because you go from, especially when I left not my son, but my ex-wife, he was 4. You know what I mean? And so, he didn't know what was going on. My stepdaughter was a little bit older. I think she was like 9. So she kind of understood, but just not being around every day, man, that shit broke me down. Like driving, I would drop them off and drive to the corner and like really break down. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, cause my son is like, Daddy, don't leave. And it's like, yo, that right there was tough for me. So, I'm gonna get off of that topic and let you go.
I mean, that's real. That's probably number one right there. Not being around 24. Well, I ain't gonna say 24/7, but on an everyday basis. Repeat that question again.
What has been the hardest part of moving on after the marriage and getting back into the single world and navigating through life?
Well, one, dating.
Bro.
And we discussed dating on our first episode, and we kind of got into some stuff there. So how you feel about the dating world,
I mean,
man?
Dating was trash. You know what I'm saying? Dating was so trash. The girls they on a whole nother objective
told
now.
you it wasn't just me, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think I got the problem. Like, the dating scene is hard.
Yeah, man. It's real hard, and you trying to get to know somebody like full throttle all over again. Yeah, that was like almost impossible. It felt like.
I felt like when I got back into the dating scene, I felt like women were more aggressive. You know what I mean? Like they
probably
were really,
the age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was older. I was almost 30. So the people that I was interested in were older.
Yeah.
But they were, I was like, yo, what? I feel like a woman. Like, can we go on a couple dates?
Especially if they've been divorced or in a previous relationship, and now they date on the single little prowl. They either they out to get it, or they really know what they want. You know what I'm saying? So
now this was something that we talked about the last episode was the dating apps. Do you touch the dating apps?
I did, yeah. I was on them joints, swiping left and swiping right.
See, I told him I was like, I'm not a dating app person. I don't rock with the dating apps.
I
You know
was
what I'm
on
saying?
y'all.
So y'all had y'all thing.
Yeah.
Y'all had success with the dating apps.
What does success
I ain't
mean?
gonna toot my own horn, but yeah.
What is success?
Up,
Like, are we talking about relationship, or are we talking about
I'm
just
just saying,
friends?
I'm saying at least been able to meet some decent, wholesome people.
Yeah.
Not so much like,
Wholesome.
just, you know what I'm saying? Not so much just dating app, and it's like you said, the dating world is kind of garbage and trash nowadays. So, you kind of like, I don't like the dating apps like I mentioned on last episode, just because you don't have that. It's like you said, it's just that swipe left. Like, you don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? I could be what you need, but you going off of a headshot.
It's a different dynamic.
And I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I ain't a bad looking guy, but you can't just swipe left on me. You know what I'm saying? Without having a conversation.
You can't just swipe left on me.
No, man. You gotta read that paragraph.
Yeah.
That's up under your photo.
Yeah, it's just a different dynamic, man. That's all it is. It's something different where, a lot of people go to and where they don't have the confidence to approach somebody. I could just go on a dating app and it's like texting. So I mean it works or it doesn't. It's up to you.
I will be quite frank and honest. Like, when I first got back on the scene, like, I was hitting it hard. I hit the floor running like I'm about to get back out here. As soon as I did, I was like, nah.
So let me slow this down.
This ain't for me right here no more.
Yeah. When you get to a certain point, man, I don't care who you are. Like, that fast-paced dating and moving through, jumping from one person to the next or swiping, I ain't for it. I tell you, I ain't got the energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at this point in our lives, like, I think we're more so focused on, you know what I'm saying, building for the next X amount of years because we are getting up there in age. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the stuff that we was doing in our 20s, obviously we don't do that anymore because it's like, I got to make sure I got this going on. I'm trying to make home purchases. I'm trying to make the kids straight. I'm trying to do all this stuff. We got more important stuff that we got to worry about at this point.
You can't do it as often as you used to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can dibble and dabble, but
you can't do it every day.
Right.
I ain't got the energy.
It's some people still do it every day. I don't see how they do it.
And dating is expensive.
That's why I be in the house, man.
Ain't no chick about to grab for that receipt or that check. So
listen, you can call me stingy, call me cheap, frugal, whatever. I don't have to go out. I can be right here in the house. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with that. If that makes me antisocial or introvert, then I'll be that. But guess what? This money is gonna stick with me in the bank. And I ain't have to go out. Dog, do you understand? I went out one time and spent $200. What did we just do for $200?
Wait till you have a kid.
See,
every time you go out is gonna be $150.
And see, some people probably gonna think $200 is nothing. If you think about it, if you dating somebody and you consistently dating this person, cause and you being consistent with that person, right? And this is like maybe an every weekend thing. Cause you think about it. Throughout the week, you working, they working, but say if you say every Saturday is date night, $200.
But you gotta change that up. You gotta change that up.
But
everything doesn't have to be. You can get a picnic basket and take it down to the National Mall with a blanket and spend $30 and have the best time.
You can, but I'm speaking about there are a group of people, women. Let me not say people. There is a group of women that is going to say, like, I want to be out. I want to go out. I need you to take me out, blah, blah, blah. There's people that have that mindset. And if you come across a woman who's like, you got to date me, you got to take me out, we got to be doing something, and that's going to cost you every weekend, before you looked up, you done spent the G.
But that's the thing. You gotta understand. Like, you gotta break it to her plain and simple.
You do.
You don't have to go to Del Frisco and Ruth Chris every weekend.
You gotta catch that early.
Yeah, either we go to a happy hour or we do something like fun. Let's go go-karting. Let's go putt golf. Let's do something fun instead of always sitting behind the damn
you
table.
had the same mindset, or we had the same mindset. I don't have a problem. We can go putt in or like you said, go-karting or something that's fun or whatever. We can go shoot some pool, and we had a nice date night. I'm still saying there's a group of women.
And that group.
Then that group of women is not on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? They on some other stuff. And I realized that get back in the dating where I'm like, oh nah, baby, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not about to be cash out. Cause if you think, like I said, if you think about it before you look up, like you think about, we all got our regular life bills, and now you incorporating a dating bill before you look up. And you done spent almost a G this month cause you out here.
A stack a month.
But you know, the one woman that I went on a date with, couple dates with, and she went on ahead and reached for that bill, that became my wife.
Shout out to wife.
I was like,
Shout out to wifey.
she gonna pay?
Yeah.
Shit. And now she pulled this, you want me to pay? That's what she said. She offered it up.
I'd be like, baby, we took it out the joint account.
Yeah. Nah, but she's good, man. Like, you gotta find somebody that's.
Yeah, I got a shout out, my little lady. She
Go ahead, plug her.
Definitely.
Plug her.
Oh, snap.
She definitely likes to, treat her man and, take care of the man. And
What's her Instagram? I'm sorry, don't do that.
She cool with it, so we ain't never got no bickering, no back and forth with no bill.
With all that being said, first of all, does she have kids?
Yeah.
Okay, so
she got one.
with you having your child and she having her child, and you being divorced, right? How do you feel the dynamic is going to work with the blended family? Because that's tough. I'm going through that right now, and that's very tough.
As far as with her, or as far as with
Period. In general, like, do you think it's going to be a difficult? Because your son, all he knows is his mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so now you're going to bring somebody else into his life if you progress and move forward with this young lady.
Yeah.
And
well,
then,
he's met her.
Okay.
They done met. You know what I'm saying? They talked on the phone a few times and FaceTime and all that good stuff. But I think on her end, and with her daughter, I done met her, been around, we done kicked it. So it's been all good so far. And as far as with her meeting the ex-wife and
do you think that's important? Do you think that's
I
important?
do think it's important.
You do?
You know what I'm saying? I think they need to meet, chop it up, or it ain't got to be a whole conversation. Just they gonna have to know each other one way or another.
You want that Will Smith? We gonna be on vacation together.
Nah, it ain't gotta be like that. Nah, because I already know both of them ain't going for that. But they definitely need to, have some type of.
That's tough.
Yeah,
that's
tough. So do you want them to be? So this is my ultimate goal for my wife and my ex-wife. Is if I'm not in the picture, if I'm not around, let's say I'm on travel and Justin's with my ex-wife, I would like for this to be, you pick up the phone and be like, hey, my ex-wife can call my wife.
Right. And
they can kind of have the conversation.
Yeah.
Is that realistic? Probably not.
That's realistic.
Nah, shit.
Again, man, everybody.
In my world, so we had an issue recently with my son. And so, as a show of solidarity, my wife came with me to my son's mom's house, and we all stood as a unit against my son, right?
Right.
So he knew that he couldn't get nothing past the three of us. You know what I mean? So that, for the first time I almost shed a tear, boy.
Yeah,
I was out there like,
that's heartwarming, right there.
That it was tough because there was no bickering, and it was all us together against for a purpose.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And so
for the kids, man, you need that for the children.
You need it, but it's not always.
It's not. Well, a lot of people don't live their life like that.
A lot of women, you know what a lot of women do? A lot of women. I'm not saying this has happened in my life, your life, but they'll meet the ex or they'll meet the new girl, and that's when the shit starts. You know what I mean? And so that's what we try to avoid. So a lot of us will sit up there and be like, I'm not going to introduce you to him or you to her. You know what I mean? Just know I got somebody. I might try to keep them a secret for as long as I possibly can, which is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, so
I do feel that my ex would probably try to pull something like that. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep me, kind of away or out the loop for a little while. You know what I mean? But me, I'm all about bringing everybody together. I ain't hiding nothing. She gonna be around. She gonna be around my son. Boom, boom, boom. Like, this is what it's gonna be.
And if I was in that situation, I would honestly say, like, I would want everybody to just get along.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't got to like somebody. You got people in your family that you don't like. You gonna see them for Thanksgiving and Christmas, but y'all still just get along because it's just the environment. It's just the vibe right now. Right now, it's for all of us just to get along.
Right.
After this day, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna speak to you again until next year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's it's very. I understand what you're saying, but it's really hard when it's coming down to your child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's
Not
what I'm
to
saying.
mention the
But
stress
that's what I'm
of-
saying for the children. Why, and for the children, especially kids that you're still raising.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're still, you know, it's still a lot of points in their life that they're going to hit, and they need all the forces around them to intervene when stuff goes on. You still need those lessons. Everybody just need to get along.
So in a perfect world,
you
that
can't
works.
be beefing with this person like and I'm saying for y'all because I'm not in this position, but you can't be beefing with baby mother, and then because whatever you projecting from that could affect your son. And then it comes back to your household. Now it goes on to your wife and you and all this. But if everybody's getting along, like you said, when y'all all showed up for him when he was going through something, you know what I'm saying, or getting in trouble, whatever the case may be, y'all all stood as a force. The three adults stood as a force.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If everybody can get along because of the children,
But that's thousands of dollars of therapy. You know what I mean? Bro, I done been through couples therapy, individual therapy, like trying to move past and it's not about me.
I commend
You know
you on
what I mean?
therapy, brother.
Yeah.
A black man in therapy,
Of
I'm gonna
course.
commend you because
There's a negative connotation in our
we
community
already know.
with therapy.
We already know, but
and
you
feel like there's something wrong with you.
But you're not living by that. So
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? I get that to you.
But you kind of grew up like that though. You know what I
What
mean?
part?
With your parents split up, different states. You know what I'm saying? The mom
Facts.
single, raising you. Pops over here with a whole nother family.
Pop, yeah.
You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? So
Facts.
How did that affect you?
yeah. How did that?
I mean, I honestly, at a young age, knew and saw what I wanted from the time I started seeing what two separate households had to offer.
Right.
Okay? So I already picked and choose from the jump. Like, I know what I want to do. This is where I'm trying to go. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not trying to be this. I'm trying to be that. But it was tough. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I've had conversations with my pops and my mom and everybody. And even my siblings, because we all were raised differently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it has taken growth and years to be like, listen, it took growth in years, but it also took to get both sides of the story. I think that is very important. I got my mother's side of the story, and I got my father's side of the story, and I was able to piece together what's facts and what's fiction.
Yeah.
And that has allowed me to just be who I am and accept the way things are. Because again, everything's not gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I used to hate as a kid was like my dad would try to come into town and try to run shit and regulate shit, and I'd be looking like, bro, like this ain't even your house.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't come in here and try to be barking, big dog. Like technically, I'm the man of this house. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Did something happen with you and your dad where he hemmed you up?
man, this is after I moved in with him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna put my business out there like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, man, as a young strapping teenage man, I tried my pops and he almost put me through a wall. It happens, okay? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what it is. But I'm talking about
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about younger, like elementary
I got
school and stuff like that. When I would see my pops and he would come through and he might try to bark a couple of orders or he would say some stuff or whatever. Like I'm just like, dude, like you don't even live here. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no authority over here. Like you saying all this now, but as soon as you leave, like we right back to regular. You know what I'm saying? And that was my whole thing growing up. I mean, it only happened a couple of times, but I was just that was my mindset. Like I knew this was my mama's house. You're here for a visit, and then when you leave, by me being the eldest boy in the house, I already felt like I'm the man of this house. I got responsibility on me. I got to make sure moms and sister and little brother straight, regardless. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I always had my mindset, which is the reason why they named me Fella, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Because they already knew, like, I was the man from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is tough growing up that way.
I kind of feel like that, you know what I mean, with my son, you know what I'm saying? I'm in another state. He's here with his mom, you know what I'm saying? He know I can't get to him like that. So when he do act up or he do, you know, do something, he know I ain't there to, you know, correct him, put him in his place, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And he's 8, so at a you know, an 8-year-old boy, him thinking like that is kind of mind blowing to me. I'm like, all right, I know you're a smart little kid, but goddamn, like, but don't get it twisted.
I'll make that drive.
I will make that drive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I do think it's hard for a kid. I don't know if you realized it when you was younger or if you put everything to pieces when you got older.
I mean, I put everything to pieces when I got older.
Yeah.
I would say as a kid growing up, there was a lot of anger there.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was a lot of anger surrounded by the fact that there was so much separation in different homes. And you only get a taste of how your pops is doing somewhere else during the summer. You know what I'm saying? But your regular life,
Right.
your day in, day out is with your mom's, her structure, she's raising you, what she's implementing in you.
Right.
This is really who you're growing up to be, is how your mom's is making you be. And I know every last one of us sitting here has been raised by a single parent, a single mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went through the single mother life stages. Like, your mom is the one in charge. She's doing this, she's doing that. Yeah, your pops might be around where he can reach out and touch, call you, say what he needed to say, blah, 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 do what he wanted to do. But, no?
Correct.
Mine did.
I've been with my mom and dad ever since. Yeah, they didn't split up until I was grown.
Well, you were fortunate, brother.
Yeah. They
You
didn't
got a
split
daddy?
up until I was grown.
You had a daddy.
I'm jealous, man.
Pop, yeah, you know, he was out. Pops was out, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't get to know really who I was until, you know, I was grown and started hanging out with him. But
So is that a determining factor? I got another question for y'all, but based off of the way you were raised, does that make you raise your child differently? In your mind, about future children, is that going to make you raise your child? Does that make you raise your son?
I think it incorporates both. Like, you want a little bit of how you was raised, and you want to, of course, do better. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I grew up with my mom and dad, so of course that's what I wanted for my son. I wanted everything to work. I wanted both of us to be in one household and raise them. That's not the case. Oh well, so we're moving on. But and then, you know, like I said, my pops, he was a working man, so he stayed working. You know what I'm saying? He ain't make this, he ain't make that, games, plays, whatever I was doing in school. He ain't make all that. So of course, yeah, I want to do that, but unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, I'm in a whole different state, so I can't make them as, you know, as frequent. But you know, I try to make it, you know, once a month, you know, twice a month, whatever the case may be.
And I'll say that was probably a lot of where my anger came from as a child. Just growing through life and you missing everything. Bro, you're not here at the end of the day. Period. All this phone call and talking is cool. I see you maybe a holiday or in the summer a couple of weeks. That's all cool. But throughout the year, bro, like, you're not here. Like, playing football, doing whatever you got to do. When you see other people with their pops and being out there and all that stuff, and you know that that's not you and you don't maneuver like that, you're going back home with your brother, your sister, and your mama. Like,
especially back in the day,
you know what I'm saying?
You got
like,
all this technology,
right. It wasn't none of that. You know what I'm saying?
You know
So
what I'm saying?
I feel like, you know, and I'm like this too. I was like, it only makes you stronger at the end of the day. It only puts in you like how you want life to be when you have children.
It depends. It could be cyclical, right? It could.
The cycle repeating itself.
Yes, it could be.
Because trying to use smart words and stuff. You sound like T.I. over here, man. Just say the cycle repeating itself.
So it could be that way. So a lot of people fall victim to, if my dad ain't around, I'm not gonna fight for my child. You know what I mean? If the relationship don't work, I'm tired of dealing with her mess. I'm just not gonna be around that child.
Well,
which is the worst thing that you could possibly do.
Those people mentally are just fucked up.
Yeah.
I will bring up a point. I never thought this could happen, but them baby mamas can push you to that point, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, bro.
We gonna get on that.
No, we own it. We own it,
right?
We own it.
I'm sorry, brother. Don't let me cut y'all off. Okay, let me sip. Y'all go ahead. So go ahead and tell me about life, y'all two brothers, with having baby mamas, cause
you need some more to sip.
You know what I'm saying? You need some more to sip on. Let me run to the bar real quick. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear this.
Go ahead with what you were saying there.
I'm just saying they can push you to that point, man. Like, I mean, when you really just like, you know what, fuck it. Go ahead. This is how you want it, go ahead. Do it how you want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't even got to be here. You know what I mean? Because that's the way you feel. Like, you feel like you really don't have to be here. Like, I'm not needed. I'm not wanted. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. That's a tough situation right there, man. I hope that no female puts you in that situation, but like I said, it can't happen.
I think as a man, we're designed to lead, right? And so to be a head of a household, once you split up from someone and they realize you ain't coming back and the only way I can hurt you is through your child.
Yeah.
Right? Now they start doing things, and I work with the military, so I've heard it a million times where it's like, I don't know what to do because she's not letting me do this. That's wrong. So what I did was, luckily that we're in a good place now. But before, I was like, you ain't gonna let me see my son? I'm going to the court. Like, we're gonna have this in black and white. I need to see this on paper. You know what I mean? When I'm gonna see my child, when I'm not gonna see my child.
It should never have to come to that.
It should never have to come. We should be mature enough to be able to talk about, you know, okay, we didn't work out, but that doesn't mean I don't need to be in my child's life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or you don't need to be in your child's life. Because I got a homeboy that got full custody of his son. Right, you know, and raised him, and he's off to college now. You know, which is commendable, very commendable. But there's a lot of people, a lot of women use the kids as pawns. You know what I mean? To get money, to get, you know, whatever they want to get out of the fight, to hurt you. You know, and there's nothing worse. That's a pain that you can't really, if you're an active father. Yeah. You know, that's huge.
And I want to make a point on that. I want to just talk to and say to the active fathers and the men who are doing right by their seeds, their kids, and doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you still got the baby mama that's giving you all this drama. My heart goes out to you, my brother, for y'all that has gone through it.
But you got to know your rights.
Because you do have those dads or so-called dads or sperm donors who don't do shit
at all.
Yeah. They trash. Yeah. Trash fathers, period.
And getting
away with it.
I've always said this: if you're not there physically, you need to be there financially. Right? So I don't fault a woman that is asking you, begging you to be there for their child, for y'all's child. Yeah. If you don't step up, I can't fault her for going to the court and saying, I need some money from this dude.
If you're going to be a trash dude, guess what?
And I don't fuck with dudes that ain't in their kid's life.
I mean, I can honestly say I ain't never been neglected on seeing my child, but it has been situations where, like I said, we're in two different states. Mm-hmm. She comes down with my child, I don't know about it.
Yeah, that's tough.
You know what I'm saying?
That's tough. And you could have shot text.
Could have shot me a text.
Yeah.
I could have came and saw him. I ain't got to come get him. I ain't got to take him with me for the weekend or whatever have you. At least just let me see him. Mm-hmm. It's been weeks probably since I saw him. Let me see the little dude. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, you know, put that out there like that. But the trash dudes, though, that's getting away with numerous things, child support, you know what I'm saying?
Which is our next subject, brother. Go ahead.
Not seeing their kids and then, you know, the baby mama don't put them on child support, don't go to court or what have you.
These niggas getting away with
they
murder.
Getting away with murder. And I'm out here like, yo, I'm doing what I gotta do. I'm trying my best, you know what I'm saying? I'm making trips.
Do y'all feel like what you trying and what you doing in your best is not, in their eyes, the best?
Of course. Yeah, of course. It's never, you know what I mean, good enough or whatever, you know what I mean? Cause I think what it is, they expect to have that dad that's in the house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They expect you to play that same role as when you was in the house versus you know what I'm saying, on the outside. And granted, you know, you just can't do that, man. It's just kind of impossible. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't stand those grounds. You can't, you know what I mean, punish the child, discipline the child like you want to. It's just hard to do.
But that's the thing. So once I leave the house, I'm no longer the head of your household. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know what I mean? You have to figure out how to run things in your house.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
I've always been, luckily I never had to leave state. We
Yeah,
always
state.
right around the corner. I've always felt that I need to be a phone call away, which is like 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away at the very most, right?
Okay.
And so just because I know he's a boy, and I fought for all my rights. Everything that I got now, I fought for tooth and nail. We've talked about now because we're co-parenting effectively.
Yeah.
We talked about, different things in different scenarios. And plus my son's a little bit older than yours.
Right.
Just wait till your boy turn 12, 13. You think they conniving then? They know how to play each parent against each other.
I pray and hope that he can be with me at that time.
Yeah. It
full time.
that would be good because a man, fortunately, a
happened
man
with me.
only knows how to raise a man. Like,
It happened with me.
yeah.
My pops came and got me when I was 15.
Yeah.
So speaking on this, do you think? Because I pay child support. There we go. Hold on, where we at? There we go. I'm a vet. You know what I mean? Do you think there should be a card that dictates where the money goes?
Before you get onto
Like
that,
a debit card?
I wanna ask y'all the question.
Hold on
Period.
now, what?
I mean, I'm not stepping on your
Okay,
question.
go ahead.
Your
Alright.
question is gonna tie into this. My question about child support, Mr. Child Support Veterans, okay? Do you think all men should be on child support in the situation that whether it's a divorce situation or just a baby mama, baby daddy type situation, should everybody be on child support?
No.
Period.
No.
Well,
I don't think so.
I've gotten both sides of the story, and I understand both. So the man's side is, I'm active, I'm doing whatever I gotta do for him. Whatever you need, I'm there for him. I pay whatever. But then the lady side is, well, this is a whole nother household. I gotta maintain these bills. I gotta maintain groceries. Blase blah. Still pay for the day-to-day stuff, which I get. You know what I'm saying? Cause when I got my son, I'm doing the day-to-day stuff. I understand, but should they be on child support? Me, I would say no. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, you there throughout the dude life, you active. Whatever you need, I'm here for it. Just let me know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But
It's
females think different.
They do, and it's a formula. When you go to court, that's all they. And I can only speak on what I've gone through and what I've watched, right? And so it's open court. Anybody can go in there and watch these court cases. It's crazy. Like you sit there and watch, and you'll understand where these judges' mentalities are because 8 out of 10 of these dudes ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I understand the 2 dudes sitting up there fighting when the other 8 before them were like, man, fuck that kid. You know what I mean? But so if you go into court, it's legit a formula. How much time do you have? How much time do you have? How much money do you make compared to how much money you make? If she gets 55% of the time and you get 45% of the time, her number is going to be, of course, she's going to make some money because she has him the majority of the time.
Right.
In comparison, if you're 50-50, if you choose to pay money, then so be it. But once that number goes above 51%, you know what I mean? Like that money starts to add up.
Once it's unbalanced.
Exactly. And so it's I don't think everyone should, because I'm a very active participant in my child's life. I don't mind it, but I'm super active. Now again, I said it earlier. If you're not there physically, you have to be there financially. You know what I mean? Like it has to be. But we should be at a point where we've had a child, we done laid down, we done slept with each other. Why can't we have this conversation?
True.
You know, why can't we talk to each other?
Now you say you super active and you paying child support at the same time. Are you still dishing out money on other stuff? Yeah,
so he's with me a lot. He's with me. I mean, I'm not going to, the days don't, it's not 50-50, but it's close.
60-40.
It's close, right? And I get him, we split the summers, and I get him a lot. I mean, we're close, right? So I pay the child support, I pay the medical bills, and I don't want you to come to my house with nothing that you had at your mama's house. Because I have my own stuff over here. Like, you know, you got your own
clothes,
wardrobe, food, everything.
Yeah.
Everything is at my house. Now, if you need something at your mom's house, I don't care about that, man. It's just money. I'll give any one of y'all my last cent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I give my wife my last pennies. I give my son everything, as long as you're comfortable. You know what I mean? So I don't believe in you take this from your mama's house to my house, or you take whatever's at this house to your mama's house, because you're getting paid to feed, clothe, all this other stuff at your household.
Yeah.
I shouldn't ask you, hey, let me hold $20 so I can put a shirt on my son. Nah. So he has his own wardrobe at my house. He has his own shoes at my house. Now, with that being said, I'm not petty and like, you can't take that to your mama's house because that's here, you know? So.
No, that's different for me. Like I say, being from another state or whatever. But like when Christmas and stuff or whatever, and he at my house, and it's time to bring all that stuff back home. Yeah, he got everything.
Okay. But that's because he lived with her.
Yeah, primarily. You know what I'm saying? So when he coming back, we got the bags. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm dropping them all off, and school, whatever.
So my experience with child support is just growing up. And, the story that my pops likes to tell is that, he went to put himself on child support. He beat my mama to the courthouse.
Cover himself.
To go ahead and cover himself. And he paid more than what he was supposed to pay.
Get ahead.
So by the time me and my sister were grown and child support was over with, they looked at him was like, bro, you paid way more than what you should have paid. Mm-hmm. But he not the petty type of dude to be like, oh, yeah, let me get some money back. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have did that. Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? It was just like him just being a man. Like, I know I'm not there physically. I'm going to be there financially. And I'm going to put some extra money on top of it to make sure y'all good because I know I'm not there. Yeah. All right. Kudos to you. You know what I'm saying? But
he was a couple of stakes away.
But exactly. But
that's a real drive.
But those moments where you want somebody there is still valid. And I commend both of y'all because even though y'all might miss moments,
I don't miss no moments.
Even though y'all might miss moments, but y'all not missing.
You do miss moments. You miss when you right around the corner.
You're not missing a whole entire lifetime. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, I commend you for being able to make that drive up. You know what I mean? Like whenever your son needs you, I bet you on the road.
Yeah, man.
So it's hard to be states away when you got somebody that your boy look just like you. We're gonna flash that picture on here. Yeah. Your boy look just like you, bro.
He better.
He better. The question that I asked before. So do you think there should be a card, a debit card, like a Cash App card that is only for the child, the child support, but it's only for the child. So it's only like you can't go to Victoria's Secret, you can't go to like Bed Bath and Beyond. You can only go to like Justice or like Old Navy or some shit like that, or food or whatever.
I mean that's a good question for y'all. But in my opinion, and this is just from all the horror stories that I've heard over the years about child support and people doing wrong about the money or whatever, I think it's going to really boil down to the type of woman it is because every woman is different. Yeah. You're going to have those women out here that feel like the money is mine, I can do whatever I want to do with it. And then you have those women that's really using the child support money for their child. Shout out to the women that I know that actually takes the child support money, whatever amount it is, and they give it on a debit card or whatever to their kid. This is your allowance type money.
Well, I think you got to be the kid will have to be a certain age to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? If they still young and if you doing what you got to do with the money, then cool. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't, of course. I mean, but like he said, you gotta know what type of woman it is. You know what I'm saying? If you dealing with some hood rat chick that's on food stamps, you know what I'm saying, and she got 2 or 3 kids, no doubt that money is probably going towards some hair, some shoes, out clubbing or whatever. Yeah. But if she an upstanding woman and she doing what she got to do, I think it's all good. She'll take that money and do what she got to do with it.
My child should not show up at my house if I'm paying child support with messed up shoes.
Of course.
With too small clothes.
Yeah.
Hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that honestly shouldn't happen anyway. Period. Right? So you pick what you pick. You know what I mean? Like we all lay down, we make this bed that we call life. Yeah. So if you choose to lay down with the chick that is a scammer, got 3-4 baby daddies, ain't shit for real, then that's your problem.
You already know what you're gonna get.
I mean, we have sex it's pleasure, but you run the risk of having a child,
Right.
no matter what.
And by no means am I coming at anybody sideways or anything. But
I am. Fuck them.
But you know, it's some scammers.
Yeah.
It's some grimy people out here.
All the time.
You know, Shamika around the block got 5 kids, and you just made the 6th baby with her. She taking your child support check, bruh.
Yeah.
With them,
No doubt.
with them new hairs,
Yeah.
Especially if
and
she
them
getting
new
5
nails.
checks.
She getting 5 checks.
She
Oh
getting
yeah,
5 checks.
shoot.
So just be smart, man.
Yeah, you gotta be
that's all
smart
it
about
is.
the
You gotta be
decisions you gonna
smart
make. You know
with
what I'm
who you
saying?
lay down with. That's
These-
all it is.
These are wise words from decent men that's living through it, them been through it, and continue to going to keep growing and everything. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, understand the lessons and the information being put out and be able to apply.
Yeah. Simple as that. Simple as that. So, with all that being said, man, this was a good episode. I appreciate you brothers for sitting down and talking about what we talked about. This is by no way we bashing women. We talking negatively about women.
Nah,
We just speaking on a perspective where we come from and the things that our life stories.
Oh man, this was perfect for my hoodie, and I left it in the car.
Listen, man, listen. As always, like, we here to bring awareness, talk about the facts, have an open dialogue. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all joining us again. 2 days in a wake up. Thank you, brother, for coming through. You know what I'm saying?
My man. My man. So, thank y'all. Love, peace, and hair grease. And we'll see y'all next time, I guess, unless you had something to say, brother, on the way out. Come on.